Joe, when you had two great pitchers pitching great games, you also had two great catchers out there tonight.
Yeah.
How impactful was Molina being able to steal pitches for them tonight? And as much as a manager never wants to use sour grapes, did that have an impact on the game?
I mean, you guys had a better look at it than I did. I voiced my opinion a couple times, but apparently it was the same zone for both sides, and I really can't complain about that. Both of our the catching was outstanding tonight on both sides. I totally agree with that. Again, that's just something I really want to stay out of. I mean, from the side, I voiced my opinion once. It's really hard to argue with an umpire with all that sound, that noise in the ballpark. So unless I had gone out there, I would have gotten kicked out. So anyway, from the side, I saw what you guys kind of saw, but you can report on that as you choose.
Other questions for Joe?
Yes, sir.
You've seen Lackey over the
Yeah.
years, and it just seemed like, strike zone or not, it seemed like this was vintage Lackey. Was there any attempt going in? You've seen him a lot, just to change things up, or you just felt this was the best plan of attack, especially with his attack in the outside corner?
Yeah, he was just on. I mean, he's been on since he's come over here. He's really gotten sharp again. That's how I saw him as a baby. He's hitting up to 94, 95. The velocity's back, and that sets everything else up. He's very aggressive with his fastball. I didn't even have to throw a whole lot of breaking stuff tonight, I didn't think. So his arm must feel good because the velocity is there, and his delivery is good. So both Johns pitched really, really well tonight. It was just an outstanding performance from both guys.
Bruce?
Joe, with runs hard to come by late in the game when they bring in the lefty and you leave CC in, was that just a matchup thing or a feel that you had about Chris as opposed to, say, AJ or Soler?
Well, actually, Segrist is a really good, much better against righties than lefties. He's just good, but he's better against righties than lefties. Rosenthal is better against lefties than righties. They have a lot of reverse splits within their team. Garcia's one, Walker's one, Rosenthal's one. Johnny Lackey almost pitches to neutral. He used to be kind of a reverse. That's part of their, I don't even know if it's a concept of theirs or not, but they pitch a lot to reverse splits. And then furthermore, you're able to, as I like Dino and Soler hitting against Rosenthal if it got to that particular point too. So you have to balance out what you had available to you based on their pitching. But Segrist he's really good against righties.
Other questions for Joe?
Yes.
Tyler?
Joe, you know Lackey. I mean, he helped you win a World Series there in Anaheim. Obviously, you didn't expect him to maybe give up no runs, but is that the kind of effort in general that you thought you'd get tonight from the other side?
Yeah, I anticipated low scoring. I thought both guys would pitch well, and they did. Of course, their 3-run eighth made it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I from the beginning, I could see that Lackey was on. I could see after that first inning, John Lester was on. So you just figured like 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, that kind of a game. That's what I had in my mind's eye the entire night. We could not get anything generated. We had maybe like one opportunity when eventually Addison advanced to third base. But they've pitched really well all season. That's a big reason why they won 100 games is that they've pitched so well.
One last one, Jason?
Yes, sir.
Joe, you saw John Lackey's first postseason start when
Yep.
you were with the Angels. In your mind, is he, as an October pitcher, an underappreciated guy in this generation?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him as a young man in 2002, and yeah, he was always kind of fearless. You know, he comes from Texas, kind of does the John Wayne strut out there. He's that guy. But we had the same guy in return with John Lester. I knew going into, like I said, that I thought it was going to be that kind of a game. From our perspective, offensively, I could see from the beginning we're going to have a hard time with John Lackey based on his location, the kind of swings we were getting, the kind of contact, a lot of weak contact on our part. Not a lot of strikeouts. He wasn't really punching us out, but a lot of weak contact. I think we had to expand our zone offensively to try to cover some pitches that we normally don't have to swing at in order to avoid strikeouts, and the ball was put in play weakly because of that. So I think there was an advantage from the expanded strike zone regarding us not being able to make hard contact.